It's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Tonight we start Week 5 with a primetime matchup between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Baker going to throw this right away.
And his first look is incomplete.
No sense risking anything there on first down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who can make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Mayfield. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Here's Mayfield. And he's got Ezekiel Elliott. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
Now, this defense for the Eagles, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down. They go to Elliott again. Room here to run. And he's got this down to the 35. Give him 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
They go play action. Mayfield under a heavy rush, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up 2nd.
But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play?
This is caught inside the 15. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 33 yards that time.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one, and there's an example on this first possession of the game.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A handoff left, Elliott. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. The impressive opening drive continues and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
Elliott going to get it again on second down.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
So play number 10 now coming. It's been a long opening drive, but this is 3rd down. Throwing, Mayfield. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass.
Garabay's kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
At their own 25-yard line.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their 25-yard line.
They'll start on the ground here with Nwangu. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Hey, check that, street.
From the 27,
Hurts fumbles it.
it's picked up by the Cowboys. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away.
And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much, don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best, and don't worry about the rest of it.
They go play action with Hurts.
And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround What is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
From the 38, Mayfield. He'll get this to Elliott.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
At the Eagles' 48-yard line.
10-0 the score after one on EA Sports.
Eagles nothing.
From just shy of midfield, Mayfield firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
It's a gain of 6. First down, Dallas.
Run.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Point it right.
Mayfield looks to throw.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown. A big play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
Extra point up and good by Garibay.
And that makes our score 17-0.
Eagles nothing.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
From the 6.
Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Come on.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their own 28-yard line.
Drive will start with Nwangu. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole. And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Play action. Here's Hurts.
And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short.
19 right.
A gain of only a yard. It's 4th down.
Hurt! 18 Rattler!
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts.
Man open, it's J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. And he'll be stopped right at midfield.
It's a gain of 14 yards.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They're not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Buffalo 18! 19 tight!
To try again after the sack.
Hurts.
Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
70 Ready?
On first down, they'll run with Nwangu.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. On 2nd and 11 now.
Hurts.
They're trying for Rager, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs.
And the Cowboys are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really, it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB. You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Alert! King!
To throw again on 2nd down. Mayfield. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Mayfield to throw it. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
That looked great when he first took off because in my mind, there was room to run, and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
Mayfield to throw for it on 4th. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 27 yards, a big play there on 4th.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on fourth down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. A first down carry by Elliott. And he'll take this one down near the 15. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, a 15-yard touchdown grab.
And the Cowboys are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point up and good by Garibay.
And the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the foot. Hurts fumbles it.
But I believe it was covered by an Eagle. It was. And Philadelphia is going to hold on to the football.
Second time in this game, Charles, the ball is squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
On second down here.
Now a loose football. The ball comes out, but I believe it was covered by an Eagle. It was, and Philadelphia is going to hold on to the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
The good news, they kept the ball. Bad news, it's third and long. Here's Hurts to throw. That's into a crowd and intercepted.
If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Following the interception, Mayfield buying time to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
On second and 10, Mayfield. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. A great effort. with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Cowboys will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Garibay on for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half.
Makes the score Cowboys 31, Eagles nothing.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
He'll fire it deep for Rager. And Hurts is intercepted, his third of the game. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs.
And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Inside give to Elliott. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Cowboys out on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this third quarter.
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because, yes, they were totally ineffective in the first half. But we've seen many games that have flipped around in the second half. It all starts with this drive right here. They get something good going, put some points on the board, they begin to have hope.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Adrian Amos with a pick. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
Well, I think everyone who's watching was certainly hoping to see things get a little bit better for them in this half, weren't we? But it was a downright miserable first half. This carried over with an interception to begin the second half. That's a defeated offense right there, and there's still a lot of game left. I don't think that's the last turnover we're going to see today, partner.
Up the middle, here's Elliott. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
The tackle by Nakobe Dean.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Tenth carry now for Elliott. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. And the Eagles are going to go ahead and take another timeout. And with that, they're down to 1 remaining here in this second half.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Alert, 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 alert.
On third down, Mayfield. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. This will approach NFL record territory. It's a 62-yard attempt.
Garabay's kick is good. Well, I don't know if you ever go into a game expecting to attempt a kick of 62 yards. Charles, not only attempt it, but make it one of the longest kicks that we've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm not sure you ever go into a game expecting to kick one of this distance, but all the better kickers, they do dream of it, and they show what they can do in practice and convince their coaches to give them a chance. That one surely paid off.
Okay,
The
ready?
Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Hurts sets up to throw it. He'll get this to Nwangu.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15.
Well, the margin on that scoreboard, obviously, for them, it looks daunting. I don't know, Charles. They're probably not focused on that right now. Maybe just chaining together a positive drive with plays like we just saw, giving themselves something to build on.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And what they have to be careful of is getting glued to that scoreboard trying to do too much. Because if you do that, you're all but guaranteed to start making mistakes. Just focus on one play at a time and make each one successful.
That one goes for 24 yards.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
19.
On first down, Hurts.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36.
Big DeMarcus Lawrence getting in there and bringing him to the ground.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Straight ahead, here's Nwangu.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Another run now for Nwangu.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
His 4th rushing touchdown on the campaign, number 7 overall. And the Eagles are able to cut into that deficit. Well, it took a while to get their first touchdown of the game, but finally some signs of life here in quarter number 3.
Yeah, that was the burst they'd been lacking all throughout this game, but that was a decisive run. Might have caught the defense a little flat-footed because they hadn't been able to get going in this one, and he was able to take that one all the way to the end zone.
Elliott good with a PAT, and the lead drops from 34 down to 27. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
Taking it about the 1. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Still comfortably on top, third quarter, as they start things here with a 1st and 10.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. So, boy, that's already the 3rd they burned here. They are out of timeouts now before we've even hit the 4th quarter. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. To throw, Mayfield. Going up top. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Cowboys. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point up and good by Garibay.
And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
They'll go right back to the Wagyu.
And he'll push his way forward to about the 32.
He's tackled at the 30. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Hurts.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Kelvin Joseph.
And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player, you have to know the situation.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. They tried to get the edge there, no edge to be found.
Yeah, when you're trying to set the edge, trying to control either the defensive end or the outside linebacker, if you don't, that allows the defense to string a play out all the way to the sideline. And know what the sideline gives you as a defender? An extra guy. You go from playing with 11 to playing with 12, and it worked out well for the defense there.
On third down, Elliott. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. A 3-yard loss. Fourth down now.
This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that last play that was going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Eagles on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8.
Hurt. Right there, Hurt. Go.
Throwing is Hurts. He's going deep for Brown. That's caught inside the 20. A big play there for Philly. 55 yards.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Up the middle, Nwangu. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 88 yards on the ground for him now, as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. From the gun, it's Hurts. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. They're going on 4th down with Hurts. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. Now, no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. What a throw right there for the first down. He has taken some real punishment in this game, but still standing in the pocket completing that one.
He's a flat-out warrior. There's no question about that. How about him stepping up into the teeth of the rush and delivering there for that big strike and that big pickup?
And he is going to lose yardage here. Back at the 5-yard line now. 2nd and goal.
Back to 60. Back to 60. Flat.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Here we go.
3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable. On the draw, it's Nwangu. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Panther 11. Panther 11.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Touchdown, Eagles! Kene Nwangu with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year.
And the Eagles get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit.
Let's go. Seven Pirates.
Hurts will throw.
And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
But not that any of the points would be needed, but CD, they've got enough time left here. They can definitely score on this drive, maybe even an ensuing drive as well, if they really want to drive home this landslide victory.
Yeah, we're certainly about to see just how aggressive they want to be here down the stretch. And what some coaches do is they try and meet it halfway, meaning they want to continue to run their offense, but they'll put in a lot of backups to do it and then tell the opposing coach, hey, I had to get them some work too. I can't just let them sit over on the sidelines all the time.
The first down carried by Elliott doesn't amount to much as he'll get forward for about a couple.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Quick throw, and Mayfield completes it. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. That'll give him 60 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
First down, Cowboys.
Another carry tonight for the workhorse Elliott. As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39.
85 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
Fourth quarter with the lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule is trying to get 4 downs on first down. They did that plus 3.
Tackle made at the 38-yard line. It's a gain of a yard. And it's third down.
A 20th carry here for Elliott. There he goes right side. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, Charles, they had the comfortable lead, and now it's even more comfortable. Another score here in the fourth quarter to grow that lead.
But I think your initial reaction is surprise when you see a team piling it on this late in the blowout. But there are plenty of coaches who also think that if you pull up completely and stop trying to play the game, it shows disrespect to their opponent. So they don't want to embarrass them. They continue to let their players go for it.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
Their mini two-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts.
Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Rig alert, rig alert. No check, no check.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Here we go, here we go. Right. Ready.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. Down to one knee goes Mayfield, and that's all she wrote. So this offense, which was humming all game, ends on a negative play. We didn't see many of those as he takes the knee, but what an explosion and a good win.
Can we call it a negative positive play?
There you go.
An oxymoron to end the ball game.
And they can watch the clock go down and celebrate the victory. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you could just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.
So for Dallas, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year.
And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week where they take on